More than 300 police officers from Bungoma County converged in the office of the County Commissioner to discuss the problems facing a police officer and drug fights among police officers.
Gaps, it's not a quick fix. We need to identify the main issues from mental health issues, depression, anxiety, trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, which is the PSD, where the mental health resources. We need a budget.
Here for another follow-up program on mental wellness, but today we are putting more focus on enhancing resilience in police officers or law enforcement.
Led by Bungoma County Police Commander Francis Kohli, the officers say being a police officer is not easy, but through the personal skill enhancement, it is one way to bring unity to senior police officers and those on the ground, and to improve the way they work.
The officer job it's a tough job, it's a stressful job, and it will never stop being stressful. There are demands, that come with the job.
And this part of the reforms in the National Police Service, where we are coming back to take care of ourselves, so that we understand that we need to take care of ourselves, so that we deliver those services that meet the expectations of Kenyans.
Even we were talking about debriefing. Once they face, let's say, a traumatic event, the officers, do they have time for debriefing? Just asking an officer who is also a human being, and we need to normalize these conversations because officers are human beings. At the end of the day, they are our cousins, our nephews, our spouses, somebody's dad, somebody's mom. So we need to normalize these conversations and bridge the gap.
Kohli says the male and female officers go through many challenges, including the use of vacuum and traveling for long hours without food, as they are mothers and fathers, so they should be given a regular meal to reduce stress.
Mazingira ya kazi, uhusiano, familia zao, jamii, jinsi wanaweza kukabiliana na changamoto. Lakini swala ibuka ni kwamba wao wanauliza maswali haya. Je, ni mikakati zipi sisi mnatuwekea ili kuweza kwamba mazingira yetu ya mtoto wa kike ambaye ni polisi yanaweza kuona kwamba imeshughulikiwa vilivyo.
So there's so many things we can go on and on. We need to address trauma, we need to address depression, we need to address alcohol and substance use among the officers. What is happening that an officer is getting drunk? Maybe, the question is not about the punishing them or they're bad guys, because they're not. What are the underlying issues? What is happening beneath that is driving them to become alcoholics or to use drugs or to go and, terrorize their own family members that they should be protecting and loving?
Though the government has put in place strategies to ensure that there is no police officer whose case will not be resolved if he has a professional problem, but the question of mental relief is a key thing to be included in the government reforms.
So that we are able to train professionals, psychologists, counselors, social workers within the units, so that anytime they are faced with a mental health issue, emotional issues, they know where to go. They triage, they know who to call. They don't have to travel for hours on end, they don't need to wait.
Members of the public, and especially professionals, have come to understand that the police have been left alone, and there is need for them to come and bridge the gap between police and members of the public. And that is the reason why we are here today, at least to empower officers so that to take care of themselves, so that they serve Kenyans well.
For Ebro TV, I'm Francis.